As the U.S. Supreme Court prepares to decide a historic series of major cases this spring, our Devin Dwyer sat down with retired Justice Stephen Breyer tonight, here where he thinks this conservative court is headed.
They're taking up abortion, gun rights for domestic abusers, bump stocks, free speech on social media, presidential immunity. Any regrets you're not up there with them in the mix?
Well, of course. But I mean, you reach a certain age, and that's the human condition.
What's the mood up there right now?
No, I can't tell you that, because I don't know. I mean, when we went to lunch, lunch has always been pleasant. It's always been pleasant.
But does the fact that you're still plugged in, I mean, is there a role for you to play as a former justice behind the scenes?
No, well, I think there is a role. So how do I help? I write this book. That's how.
This is your 10th book. Parts of it, to me, do seem like you're addressing the current court, and you explicitly say at some points the newest members of the court. And one of the messages I hear is slow down.
That's right. And it's slow down, period. You're there a long time. It takes 3 years, 4 years, 5 years maybe, before you begin to adjust.
Why are they so eager? Why are you telling me?
You're the one who said they were so eager.
Yeah.
I said, Byron White said that with every new judge, it's a new court. That's true.
You talk about the Dobbs case in the book. Justice Thomas has explicitly, in his concurrence in Dobbs, called for the revisiting of some other decisions, same-sex marriage, contraception. I mean, could those kinds of things, do you think, be at risk with this new lens that's taking hold?
I tend to think over time they are less at risk than people worry about at the moment.
I take your optimism. Some might say you're a bit naive. But
I have
we'll
had
see.
40 years. I have had 40 years of experience.
Why are you so optimistic that members of this conservative majority will swing back the other way, come around, see the light, as you put it in the book, in the next 3 to 4 years?
There's reason for thinking they won't change and reason for thinking they will. They won't perhaps give up being a more conservative person than some other person, but the textualism, literalism.
They may modify a little bit.
Why do I say that? Because I think they'll find it doesn't work.
You've chided the media publicly before for using the labels liberal and conservative. And I take your point, but some might say these philosophies, textualism versus pragmatism, are just proxies for Republican views and Democratic views.
That's a good question. The politics in the sense in which it was used when I worked for Senator Kennedy. Are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? Are you popular? Are you unpopular? How will this decision over here play into your general image? How will it over here play into more votes? That's not there. But there are things there, you see, which, depending on the case, I can see more than I did why you might say politics, though I don't think that's the right word. What Paul Freund said, who was a great professor at Con Law, said that politics enters the judiciary this way. He says no judge decides a case based on the temperature of the day, but every judge is affected by the climate of the season.
You've also made the case that rule of law only survives with confidence in the institution by the public. Why should the public trust that members of the court are abiding by its ethics code when there's no enforcement mechanism?
There's no enforcement mechanism
and no
for
oversight.
any federal judge, because the only way you can really punish a federal judge is by impeachment.
All the headlines about some of your former colleagues that have been out there, and very concerning to people, about certain conduct that's been alleged, trips, book deals, things of the like. You don't think there needs to be any independent review of that?
What? I didn't say that. What I said was there was only one real way of punishing the judge, and that's to impeach.
There's been a lot of talk in the past year about the political activities of justices' spouses. Does that ever become problematic?
Suppose that your wife wants to give $100 to candidate X, and you're a member of the court. Can she do it?
Can't she?
What do you think?
Does the ethics code say?
It doesn't say she can't. But it's not just what the ethics code said. I thought this was a period when women made their own decisions. I thought this was a period when they were not just sort of, doing whatever was best for their husband. They are surprisingly
independent people.
I thought so.
You see a clear line there.
I thought so. I thought so.
Do you worry about political reaction to the court's decisions, and do you worry about violence?
There were instances of someone who was, I think, caught who'd flown from the West Coast with weapons with the intent of attacking one of the justices.
Right, Justice Kavanaugh.
Yeah. So of course it's a concern, and it's a serious, serious problem. You don't want any of the disagreements among people, which are many and can be healthy. Find out what they think. But violence? No. I'm sorry. Totally wrong. Totally wrong.
Finally, I wanted to ask you about something you said when you decided to retire from the court. You said the country is an experiment in democracy that's still going on.
It's that next generation and the one after that. My grandchildren and their children. They'll determine whether the experiment still works. And of course, I am an optimist, and I'm pretty sure it will.
Why are you so optimistic when every day we're bombarded with reasons why this democratic experiment is on the brink?
On the brink? I said, I don't know. Why do I say such a thing?
It's not the first time the country has felt like it's coming apart.
No, not the first time. And what Senator Kennedy used to say is the country goes like this. It's wavering. And Churchill said that. He said the United States always does the right thing after trying everything else. There's a lot to learn before you become too depressed.
Great conversation. Our thanks to Devin for that.